Hello there YouTube, it's Cheetah Prime with another Transformers video, and today I just wanted to go over some of the more recent news we've had in the last week or so in regard to what figures are coming out in regard to Kingdom, Selects, and also a figure which we knew was coming out but a lot of people weren't sure what it was, but now we do know. So first off, though, I want to touch on something which I think a lot of people have been commenting on and a lot of people have suffered on, including myself in the last week or so, and that is this logo. Sold out. Every time I have gone to pre-order something this week, from the new Selects line or from something else, I've instantaneously been greeted with sold out on a particular item. I think it's got to the point now with a lot of people where it is actually getting more than slightly annoying. And to quote one individual on Twitter, who a lot of us will be familiar with, it's developing into a kind of an old man rant situation. Fans are generally not very pleased with the fact that items are being marked as sold out virtually overnight. Now, whether this is a case of the demand outstripping the supply, or this is some sort of marketing move by Hasbro and Takara, I have absolutely no idea, but I feel everyone's pain because I have suffered it myself. And hopefully the situation will get sorted out soon and more pre-orders will be available. How you can sell out of a pre-order, I have absolutely no idea. But I don't run a store, I don't run a shop, so someone somewhere will know something about what's going on. So moving on to the toys that have been announced fairly recently, I'll start with the Selects line, which I think is probably the more interesting line at the moment, for myself at least anyway, in regard to the figures that we are getting. Now, the first figure I want to go over with you is Generation 2 Megatron. Now, when I said that I am feeling people's pain over things being sold out, this is the figure I was referring to. Now, there are a few Selects figures that I'm trying to get my hands on at the moment. Hubcap, he sold out on pre-orders. Can't get a pre-order of him right now. I have been able to reserve a Bug Bite, but this figure, the Generation 2 Earthrise Megatron, which I have fallen absolutely in love with, just from seeing the images of it, I can't get a pre-order for. I've looked on Kapow Toys, they're marked as sold out. They are marked, it's marked down as sold out on in-demand toys as well. I've had to sign up for the email reminders, so if they do get them in stock, I'll be notified as soon as possible. The only place I have been able to place a pre-order as such is on Amazon, but even on that site they don't actually have an estimated delivery date. Now, there are a couple of other online retailers who I could possibly place an order with at this moment in time, but I've not yet had a chance to get around to doing it. I'm kind of hedging my bets that Kapow or In Demand, the two retailers I use the most for my Transformers collections, will actually get this guy back in stock. But just to get back to the figure, I really like this figure. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love this purple and green 90s camouflage paint scheme. I love the Generation 2 Decepticon logo on the side of the tank. I wish he did have one here in the middle of his chest section, but he doesn't, so I can always get repro label stickers or something like that later on down the road. But I really like how this figure looks, so it's definitely one I am hoping and praying to get in the near future. Then we have this character, and I believe that this character is called Sandstorm. Now, he is a figure that, as I understand it, was originally intended as a repaint of a Conehead Seeker, in the Generation 2 line, but never actually came to pass. For whatever reason, he didn't get released. I'm guessing it probably has something to do with the fact that the Generation 2 line was probably not doing as well as it could have been doing back in the late 80s, early 90s, and so, this figure was probably just never released because of that. Now, I have to admit, I've not gotten any of the Seekers as part of the Earthrise line. I already have the Classic / Universe Seekers, and I'm more than happy with them. Yes, they're a bit shorter than what we've currently got in the Earthrise line, but I'm perfectly happy with them. So I think Sandstorm is a figure I am going to pass on. Don't get me wrong, it looks very, very nice. I do like the desert camo paint scheme on this guy, but it's not a character I'm particularly bothered about or interested in, so it is one that I am going to pass on. Then we get on to Fast Track. Now, the Fast Track you see here is a very chrome gold, purple metallic repaint of the Fast Track that's about to come out here in the UK, I hope soon, and is a companion to Scorponok. Now, this particular version of Fast Track, whose name I cannot pronounce, and I've been trying all day to do it, was a figure that came out with the Japanese repaint of Scorponok known as Black Zarak. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this does look really, really nice, but again, this is a figure I'm going to pass on because I'm already getting Fast Track himself in his original paint scheme to go with my Scorponok figure, which hopefully will be arriving in the near future. But one thing I do find interesting about this particular repaint is, does this mean we are going to be getting a Black Zarak Scorponok, maybe as part of the Selects line? Would people buy a retool and a repaint of Scorponok as Black Zarak if it was a Selects line exclusive? Maybe. I personally myself wouldn't. I don't have any real knowledge. I've never actually seen the Japanese Headmasters cartoon, or the Victory cartoon, or the Zone cartoon. I've never seen those particular versions of the Transformers franchise myself. So, maybe this is a heads up. Maybe this is Hasbro's way of saying, hey, guess what? We're releasing this character. And we might also be releasing a repaint of Scorponok further down the road as part of the Selects line. Might be pretty cool if they did do that. I imagine quite a few people would probably jump at the chance to get a modern day Black Zarak to go with their collection. Now, the next area to cover, or the next bit of news we have had recently, is the Transformers Kingdom line. And we've had a few leaked images come through recently of a few characters. And the first one that we saw an image of was Ratchet. Now, for those of you who have seen my previous videos, you may remember that when I was going through the list of Maximals and Predacons, I said that Ratchet might be a deluxe class character, or a deluxe class figure. Sorry. We now know that he's actually going to be a little bit smaller than Cliffjumper. I don't have the image here, but I have seen an image, or I've seen the video of him, and there's actually a size comparison next to Cliffjumper. And in robot mode, Rat Trap is actually smaller in height than the Cliffjumper mold. So this is actually quite a small little Transformer. Most of his length, when he's in his animal mode, is going to be in his tail. But I have to admit, although he's a small figure, it does look really, really nice. It's a nice looking figure. I think it could do with a bit more paint, maybe, to a certain degree. I'm guessing the Takara version will look better than the Hasbro version. They usually do, to say the least. But all in all, I think this is actually quite a nice looking figure, and one I'll definitely be picking up when the line does hit the stores. The other figure we've had a possible leaked image of is everyone's favorite yellow cat, Cheetah. Now, this is an image of Cheetah in his robot mode. I don't know how show accurate this is to his original mode, original version from back in the 1990s, but I do have to admit that this looks like a really nice transformer. The feet do seem a little bit small on the figure, maybe, and his tail does seem now to form some sort of whip axe-like weapon. But aside from that, it looks really, really good. It definitely looks 100% better than the universe version of this character we got quite a few years ago. I was tempted to get that version, but I'm glad I didn't because it looked absolutely horrendous. But yeah, that's Cheetah in his robot mode, and yeah, it looks really, really good. And I have to admit, the cat mode, or the cheetah mode, looks even better than the robot mode. I mean, I can't really see, from this image at least, any robot kibble on the two. Now, obviously, when he's in robot mode, you can see his cheetah head on his chest like it was in the original version. You can see his claws on his legs as well. So you can see some animal kibble on the robot mode, which is what you're supposed to do. Actually, you're supposed to be able to see the animal kibble on the robot mode. But in animal mode, I can't really see any robot kibble. So it all seems to tuck away and fold away very, very nicely. One thing as well to say about this is kind of a double reveal, because the leaked lists we've had for the Kingdom line say that we're getting a Shadow Panther. So Shadow Panther is essentially a repaint of Cheetah. So we now know also what Shadow Panther will look like as well. Obviously the paint will be different, but the figure-wise, robot and animal mode, we now know what he's going to look like too. Now, the final reveal we've had from the Kingdom line is Black Arachnia. Now, she was on the poster and she was on the list, so we knew for a fact she was a definite addition to the line. This does look to be, and I'm guessing here, a deluxe scale figure, I'm guessing more than likely. But in regards to how the figure looks, this is pretty much spot on show accurate. It looks, I mean, I've looked at this image that you can see here, and I've looked at the images of the character from the original show, and this seems to be pretty much 100% spot on for what she looked like in the original show. So that's absolutely fantastic. Now, there is an image of her in spider mode, or allegedly circling around as well. I have seen the image. It's not a very good image, so that's why I've not included it here. But robot mode, this thing looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Now, the other recent leak we had, I think just yesterday, was on Cybertron.com, and it was a leaked image of the Earthrise Ratchet figure. Which is now going to be part of a 2-figure pack with a repaint of RC. Now, this is the Earthrise Ironhide mold, obviously, repainted to look like Ratchet, and it's actually for part of a subline which is called the Galactic Odyssey Collection. Now, this is apparently going to be a series of box sets consisting of 2 figures, most likely probably deluxe class figures, and they're meant to represent the Autobots and Decepticons' adventures while traveling to various colony worlds. So in this pack we have Ratchet, and we also have a Paradigm Medic, who is a repaint of see. Now, I believe the set is going for something like $60 on Amazon.com, and from what I understand, it's going to be an Amazon exclusive set. Now that's going to annoy a lot of people because it means it's going to be even harder than normal to come by, and people who do get them may end up trying to sell them on eBay for even more than what they are actually worth. Now it does have to be said, the figures look okay. I'm not a fan of the RC backpack here, which I'm told I think can actually be removed. But individually, the figures do look great. But I'm going to pass on this if I can get my hands on a Takara Ratchet from the Siege line. If I can get that figure when it comes out, and I'll probably have to watch Hobby Link Japan like a hawk to get it, I'll quite happily pass on this set. But in robot mode and in vehicle mode, they do both look very, very nice. Ratchet, looked great as a form of ambulance. Maybe could do with a bit more, maybe paint or sticker applications, just to distinguish it a bit more. My biggest problem with the Ratchet Ironhide mold is the feet do stick out on the back, and they are quite visible, but nothing's perfect at the end of the day. Now, the other big piece of news we've had is in regard to the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix mystery figure. It's now been unveiled. The images are now pretty much up everywhere, and it is Nemesis Prime. We're getting another Nemesis Prime. It seems to be part and parcel of the course that whenever we do get an Optimus Prime, we do get a Nemesis Prime. So this version of Nemesis Prime, which does look really quite nice, as always, is a black repaint of the Siege Optimus Prime. It does come with an extra sword and a couple of extra weapons, and I believe also comes with some Energon cubes as well. But it does also come with the trailer from the Earthrise Optimus Prime, which is going to be painted black as well. So that's actually quite nice. I actually really do like the Siege the Siege truck with the Earthrise trailer. It does look really, really nice. Now, again, this figure is going to sell for about $60, I think, online. That's one price I've seen. I'm half tempted to get this, I have to be honest. I do quite like the look of it. The figure looks really, really nice in the black and the purple and the red. All looks very, very nice. And the truck mode looks really, really good as well, especially with that trailer. In fact, my one complaint about the Siege Prime figure is that it does not come with a trailer. But there you go. We're now getting that trailer with the figure, but it's now going to be as Nemesis Prime. So that's something to look forward to. So that's all the figures. That's all the news I've seen online. Some good, some bad, some in the middle of the road. Hopefully we'll get some more news soon, and the pre-order situation will be sorted out as well. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do like, subscribe, comment below, and thank you very